A friend of mine recently started doing stand-up comedy. Due to scheduling conflicts, I've yet to see her act. But just this week, we were joking around, and she casually ripped off a bit from a stand-up special we had watched just the week before. I highly suspect she's ripping off other acts on the reg. Do I bring it up or let her dig her own grave? She's not a really good friend. Suspicious of comedic charlatanism in California.
Cool. Sounds like neither of you are especially good friends.
I feel like before you do anything, you have to go see
her
show.
fucking act, of course.
Yeah.
And then if she starts doing like a Mitch Hedberg joke, you can stand up and say like, J'accuse!
She gets up there and she's like, hey, have you all, I've been thinking about this for a long time, and I think that there's 7 curse words. You'd be like, sit down. You're done. That would actually be really great, though, if you got up there and you're like, here's 7 curse words. Fanny. And Fanny could be one of them.
Back, you guys may not remember this, but there was this Christian youth leader that used to make the rounds. I won't name him because I don't want to bring shame upon his house and his fine work. But this guy was like a big hit with like the youth. The youth loved this guy, and he would do these bits. You know, he did a lot of comedy bits, and at one point, and this would have been like early 90s, late 80s. He started doing a "Here's Your Sign" bit.
Uh-oh.
Now I have to keep in mind, this is pre-blue collar, pre all that stuff. Bill Engvall is just a young guy that my dad had seen on like Evening at the Improv kind of stuff. So
at the Apollo.
Yeah. And at the Apollo, Dad had seen him there, and he's in his seat like getting livid. He keeps whispering to me like, this is not his stuff. Literally, Dad goes to him after he does like the prime time, everybody come to Jesus, like, come on, let's get right with the Lord thing. Dad goes up to him afterwards. After that, he's like literally praying and crying with pregnant teens that want to get their life right with the Lord. And Dad's like, hey, have you ever heard of Bill Engvall?
You fuck!
You fucking dipshit, asshole!
God knows what
he was mad.
You're doing good work, but you're doing it in a bad way, you fucking creep. Bill Engvall has worked for every dollar he's earned until he makes
God gave Bill Engvall those jokes first.
Yep.
And then you steal them out of Bill Engvall's mouth.
God came to him low like a burning bush. And he was like, yo, come here, check this out. It's like they have signs, Bill. And the signs tell everybody how dumb they are, Bill.
Bill, burning bush, here's your sign.
This is such a sticky wicket because she was in casual conversation with you, and she quote unquote stole a gag. I don't think that's the same thing as like using it in an act and passing it off.
It's 100% not the same thing,
No.
Justin.
It's not, right? Like, it's definitely not. But we do this comedy show here, and I don't know if you guys have ever done this. I will sometimes listen to a past episode, or someone will like mention on Twitter, like, hey, that's funny that this other guy did that exact joke. Like, oh my God. It had been buried in my psyche, and then it reemerged.
Yeah.
Purporting to be a new creation, a unique special snowflake. Yeah, you gotta go see the show, and then I think afterwards, you know what? Or don't. Like, maybe just don't. What do you care? What does it matter? Why would you get into that fucking awkward black cesspool of a conversation from which there can be that oratory labrator pit of that conversation if you did not have to?
Yeah.
There is no reason for you to wade into this motherfucker.
Best case scenario, there's no issue. But like every other case scenario after that is you having to say something, or you knowing something and not saying something, or trying to find a way to say, and it's all just awful.
One time I was at a comedy show here in Austin that was just like a stand-up open mic thing, and this dude got up there and started making all these really horrible jokes. He was talking about that driver who like crashed into a crowd at South by Southwest and killed like 6 people. That happened like 2 days before. Cool. Great job, dude. But then he started ripping off jokes from The Daily Show, which seems like a weird place to rip it off from because fucking everybody watches that. and he talked about the plane crash that happened and how those kids called that news station and said the pilot's name was We Too Low and like all that shit. And he just like did that as if it was his own goof. And I heard a guy in the back of the crowd just go, "Fuck you!" And that's probably the best possible way to call somebody out on this.
That's one way of dealing with
Yeah.
it. Someone told us on Twitter that they saw a stand-up comedian in Austin who had been doing some My Brother and Me classic goofs. And then they said they saw you at a restaurant later that same night. So it was a very strange experience.
I don't go to places where anyone can touch my food besides me, but I saw that tweet and I thought about which of our bits could fucking possibly translate over to
Hey, you guys ever notice how Orb the horse? Am I right?
Guys. What's up with old people gum? People's nasty gum. That should...
Dorp? Anything?
Everybody got a dorp? Stupid.
Here's your sign.
Fucking here's your...
Horses, ghosts, babe. Where are you guys at? That's what our show sounds like to us.
Rhodians don't get no lightsaber. I don't want to sound racist, but Rhodians don't get no lightsabers. Put that lightsaber down.
Andy.
That fucking classic Rhodian lightsaber, dude. Fucking everyone's nipping at our heels.
They're ripping off bits that we haven't even posted yet from earlier in the show.
Inception.
Frankenstein's dick? Holy shit.
That was from our Candle Nights episode.
I've become dislodged from the time stream. Frankenstein's dick. You guys want a Yahoo?
Yeah. I accidentally made my mom and dad break up. I'm fading away.
Do you guys...
Ghost horses.
Do you guys want a Yahoo?
Help. Getting hard to see.
This Yahoo was...
Translucent.